In 1874, the New York Herald newspaper reported animals from the New York City Menagerie had escaped and were running through the streets on a deadly rampage.
What really happened?
Let's dig into this.
The New York City Menagerie didn't start out to be a zoo. It just sort of happened. Shortly after construction began on Central Park in the late 1850s, a bear cub was handed to the park's messenger boy. He had no idea what to do with the cute cub, but decided he would take care of it. Soon more animals started showing up.
Most of the animals were cared for in or around the arsenal in what was thought to be a temporary situation. There were no plans in the Central Park blueprints by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux for a zoo. Because of the growing menagerie, the state of New York authorized up to 60 acres of Central Park be set aside for a zoological garden in 1861. What else could they do?
Of course, the arguments of where to put the menagerie went on for years, while the actual construction turned into a rather ad hoc affair of placing Victorian-style buildings and enclosures wherever they could, as more animals showed up. General George S. Custer donated a rattlesnake, while General Sherman gave an African Cape buffalo confiscated during his march through Georgia in the Civil War.
Charles the Tiglon, the rare cub of a male Siberian tiger and female African lion, was donated. The public loved the menagerie. By 1873, 7,000 people a day were visiting, and by 1902, annual attendance was reportedly 3 million.
Folks enjoying their morning coffee while reading the New York Herald newspaper on November 9th, 1874, were shocked and terrified to read that most of the animals had escaped the menagerie and gone on a deadly rampage through the city streets. It was a calamity and shocking Sabbath carnival of death. That'll get your attention.
According to the article on Sunday, November 8th, a Herald reporter watched a zookeeper poke a rhinoceros named Pete with a stick through the bars of his cage. Pete, more than a little ticked off, smashed through the bars and killed the keeper. And then he went on a rage-induced rampage, killing another keeper before smashing the cages of other animals and setting them free.
The full report was gruesome. A lion named Lincoln smashed through a window and pounced on a man while women fainted and children screamed. A panther was crouched over a man's body, gnawing at his head. People were running down the city streets, chased by all sorts of wild and ferocious beasts. A panther jumped on the back of an elderly woman and took her to the ground, biting her neck. A lion and tiger were fighting in the middle of 59th Street. A sea lion was fighting a rhino on another street, and an anaconda was trying to eat a giraffe not far away.
A group of hunters from Sweden were following a lion down Broadway as citizens ran for their lives. A Bengal tiger had been shot on Madison Avenue. A tiger had gotten on a loaded ferry boat, and a panther was inside a church on West 53rd Street attacking worshippers. Terrified horses were jumping into the river, with their wagons filled with goods and people still hitched up to them. Police were reportedly all over the city shooting the animals wherever they were found.
A list of the names of the dead was included in the article. It also reported that the mayor had issued a proclamation calling for all citizens to remain indoors, excepting the National Guard, until all of the animals were captured or killed.
The article immediately caused a panic. Men armed themselves and rushed out to defend their property and families. Reporters were everywhere looking for the chaos supposedly going on. It was later reported the editor of the New York Times ran from his home waving 2 pistols in the air, ready to shoot the wild beasts.
Only the readers who made it to the last paragraph of the story learned the truth. The paper stated, and I quote, "Of course, the entire story given above is a pure fabrication. Not one word of it is true. Not a single act or incident described has taken place," end quote. It claimed the story was invented by an anonymous reporter as he gazed through the bars of cages at the menagerie. Not many had read that far.
Rival newspapers immediately denounced the hoax, calling it intensely stupid and unfeeling among other things. The New York Times reported a group of citizens went to the district attorney trying to have charges drawn up against the Herald and its reporter. No charges were ever filed.
The New York Herald newspaper showed no guilt or remorse for the terror they had caused. Apparently comfortable that the last paragraph of the article made everything clear, and supposedly shocked at the chaos it had caused. They did print an article a few days later about the terrible conditions the animals at the Central Park Menagerie had been suffering through for years, seeming to take the position that their original article was designed to bring attention to that problem, but it was too little too late for most folks.
The final outcome from the whole fiasco was good for the Central Park Menagerie, who started a years-long program to improve conditions that eventually resulted in the Central Park Zoo, still in operation today.
And the New York Herald didn't suffer either. Their circulation actually grew.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
and we'll see you on the next one.
Hey, here's another Dragon Den video you might like.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button.
And you can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when our videos come out.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.